Hello everyone, I'm putting this up here just to show YouTube that I am operating within the guidelines of fair use, which allows to use segments of material I do not own the rights for in order to criticize and express an opinion. Just as any democratic, free speech supporting platform would do. I'm not going to make any money out of this, and everything I upload here will be for the sole purpose of reviewing, critique, and expressing opinions about what's going on and what went on the Fully Living channel. I decided to upload this video because I wanted to show one more incident where Rafael is in some way pushed aside, does not get the attention he's asking for, does not get validation. Very clear evidence of favoritism towards Abigail.
All right, so I think it's time for bed for the kids, yes?
Yes, it's really late.
So I have to cut this little snippet here, but I can tell you that Rafael goes on and asks to be picked up. Now, what really disturbs me about this segment is that not that Rafael is not picked up by his dad, but the total ignoring of this child's request. It's like he's not even speaking. They both ignore him. So, as you know, I talk about patterns in this family. I don't talk about one-time things or sporadic occurrences. I talk about patterns, and ignoring Rafael and his requests and what he has to say is something very common, especially after Abigail was born, where every word she hardly uttered was celebrated, and Rafael, until today, by the way, is ignored. So in the next segment, you're going to see the most important part of this video. And why? Because this video is called Learning to Wait Your Turn. And here we see the father say to Rafael that he needs to wait his turn. But by the end of the video, you will see that Rafael's turn never comes. So even the title of the video is misleading. It sounds like, oh look, we're teaching our son a lesson for life. No, that's not what's happening at all. Actually, Rafael never gets his turn. He gets sent to bed with nothing. So even that is a form of creating that false reality for people to think or to assume that, oh look, this so-called autistic child is getting to learn something. No, actually all he gets is empty hands. He just is ignored and rejected. That's all.
You're in Mommy's way, and I will in a minute. Out of Mommy's way, Fred.
This is what they do. Your turn's coming. You gotta wait your turn.
Okay, so that is a lie. She's lying to him. And I urge you, each and every one of you, to go and watch the original video and see that I am not making things up here. First of all, Rafael asks again and again to be picked up. He wants Daddy to do it to him too. What does the dad say? Out of Mommy's way. Get out of Mommy's way. That's it. No warmth, no... It just... He's in Mommy's way, and of course, Mommy's way means the camera's way, and the camera, oh, it has to pick up everything, because that's the most important thing. Now, if you watch other videos of mine, then, and I'm talking about patterns again, so you will see how gently Daddy here picks Abigail up gently, like you should with a toddler and a baby, and then go and watch how he did that to Rafael, and what he did to Rafael when he was that age. So if you want to tell me there's no favoritism here, think again. And the other thing is that when we look at these patterns, if you think that this child does not notice how rejected he is somewhere inside, then you are wrong. Because first, it happens very regularly, and second, even the camera is more important than what he wants right now.
No craziness. Your turn will come too. She's going to.
Okay, so here we see again this false statement. Your turn will come too. No, it won't. That's again a lie to the child. The way it is said, the way Rafael rushes to his dad and the dad just lifts up a hand like a stop sign. No hug, no words of comfort, nothing. To understand is this. The next thing that's going to happen is that Andrea is going to try to portray Rafael as a jealous child, as a child who is very jealous. And Hadar says, as if he doesn't get hugs all day. Now, let me make something crystal clear here. If Rafael had gotten anything, hugs as well, but anything during the day, at that time, it would have been filmed and uploaded on YouTube because literally every fart in that house was uploaded onto YouTube. So I don't think that's the point here. I think Rafael is feeling rejected and neglected because he is right. His sister is getting all the praise, all the attention, all the warmth, everything. And naturally, he wants to feel something too. He needs his father's attention. You know, that's the age where kids, boys, adore their father. And he needs that attention. And here Andrea sort of plays into that role of, oh, look how jealous he is. Well, Andrea, didn't you just label him autistic around that time, maybe a bit earlier? So if he's autistic, maybe he does need your attention more than what you think. Or maybe not, I don't know. What do you think? Now, let's not forget, Rafael is not so-called jealous because he used to be the it child, you know, the one who gets all the love from his dad and all the hugs and all the cuddles. No. He never got that. I mean, the total opposite. What he got was rough handling, disciplined, anger, disgust. He got a lot of behaviors that were mean and, in my opinion, only my opinion, were borderline abusive. And I'm being very careful with this word because, again, this is only my assumption and my opinion. He never got anything like what Abigail is getting. This is the first time that he is actually witnessing what a love of a father to a child looks like. So is it really jealousy? Maybe. But if it is, then rightly so.
So huggable.
I'm so huggable.
Feels so obvious with the jealousy.
It's not like he doesn't get all day.
Right.
Okay, so let's go back to the most painful moment here in this video. And that is where Hadar discovers fatherhood. He cuddles his baby girl and he says, oh, she's so huggable. And what do you hear Rafael saying in the background? He says, I'm huggable. I'm huggable. He wants to be hugged. How can anyone ignore that? And again, I'm going to stress this again. They maintain that at that time he was autistic. This child who needs hugs, who wants to be hugged and cuddled and played with, right? Okay. The next thing that happens is that Rafael runs up to his father, hugs him. Father does not react. Not even a pet on the head, nothing. He then tries to wiggle his hands into his father's sort of behind his arms to somehow get into some kind of contact. It's of course in vain because, you know, it's not going to happen, Rafael. It's just not going to happen.
You know what jealous is, Rafael?
No.
Then ask mommy first.
You know what? This makes me sick. It makes me physically sick. Now, I'm trying not to be judgmental. I really am, but I'm going to say this. What precedes this scene is that Andrea asks Rafael if he is jealous, and Rafael says, yes, he's jealous of his father. He goes back to his father with his arms up. I remind you, he was promised to be picked up when time comes, when Daddy is finished with Abigail. He does that, and his father just looks at him in this dismissive way and just says, do you even know what it is? What jealous is? Ask your mother. I'm not going to talk about Hadar's expression here towards his son or his body language. I think it is clear to any person watching what is going on here. So the next thing that happens is that Andrea says to Rafael that jealousy is when he gets angry at Abigail because she gets more attention. Actually, we did not see Rafael getting angry at Abigail anywhere here. All he did was ask for attention from his father. So that is again gaslighting this child into thinking that he is aggressive or is angry towards his sister because she gets more attention. No, that is not what we just witnessed. Actually, he was begging for attention without even touching Abigail, without mentioning her at all. So no, Andrea, telling him that jealousy or him being jealous is him getting angry at his sister because of this and that is just gaslighting him. She also mentions sibling rivalry. Sibling rivalry? There has to be an actual conflict between the children to have sibling rivalry. That's non-existent. Yet she uses those words to implant that into the viewer's mind. That's my opinion. Again, my perception of the situation. It doesn't mean that it's true, but that's what I feel. The only sign of sibling rivalry that you can see is when Abigail is used to taunt and to aggravate Rafael, for him to lose his temper or his patience. That's to show the camera that he is autistic or OCD. That's when it happens. Of course, favoritism towards one child when they are allowed anything they want, to do anything they want, and the other child doesn't, does trigger a sort of rivalry, but basically, most of the time, he turns to his parents for help. He does not attack her ever. Now listen to what Hadar has to say when he comes back from the bedroom.
Thing is, both have the mindset of the same age. And I'm not.
What is so funny to Andrea, and what Hadar is saying here, is that Rafael has the same mindset as his little sister. Rafael, that intelligent, smart, hypersensitive, early development, highly verbal, extremely inquisitive. This child has the same mindset of his baby sister? Really? Belittling your son to the camera. And I mean, Andrea laughs. It's funny to her. I don't even know how to approach this, okay? I seriously don't. It's just so unfair towards this child. It's just so unfair. Now, let's acknowledge one thing that actually they do acknowledge here after this conversation goes on. When a new child is brought into the family, there will be sometimes a regression of the older child to earlier behaviors. They will want to get the attention from their parents, and that's possible. You really can give them the attention that they need, not always, but it's possible. What we see here in this video is that Hadar is absolutely ignoring Rafael's need for attention. But not only that, do you remember the promise that was made to this child that he just has to wait his turn? Where did that go? It vanished. Nothing happened. So the last scene in this video is Rafael sitting in front of this bowl with some Kinder eggs or something and making a video for his own children channel. And you're comparing his mindset to this baby who, you know what, I'm not going to talk about that, but so unfair. Anyway, everything here is my opinion. I'm sorry if I sound judgmental. I'm really trying not to. But this, yeah, it disturbs me. What can I say?